Hello, my name is Jessica Brandt. I'm one of the career specialists in the Office of Career Development and Calling here at Bethel University. This presentation will go over how to build your cover letter. Your cover letter is a deeper look into your resume. So your cover letter is where you can pick a few points either in your education or your work experience or both that you can expand on and give more details in your cover letter than you could in your resume. Your resume is really going to add more personality and character and show off your passion and interest for whatever it is you are applying for. So 3 to 4% of people will get the job, internship, or go into the graduate school program if they just submit a resume that is not personalized to whatever it is they are applying for. Your chances increase if you personalize your application materials. Now this includes your resume and your cover letter. Especially in your cover letter, you really want to match to the job or the internship that you are applying for, making sure you are using the same type of language and highlighting the experiences that are going to make sure that you are standing out as a candidate. You increase your chances even further if you have a networking connection at the company or school that you are applying to. Regardless of if you have a networking opportunity, you still need to have a personalized resume and cover letter. So that is what we are going to go over today. We'll now go over the basics of a general cover letter. So for the order, it's just like you're writing a letter. You will have an opening greeting addressing who you are writing to, an introductory paragraph introducing yourself and what you will be writing about. Then you will have 1 to 2 body paragraphs, a closing paragraph concluding what you were just writing about, and then a closing salutation signing your name. The margins are similar to a resume. You want to stay between a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. Similar to your resume, you want the font to be between 10 to 12 in a legible, clear, and professional font. You will want to keep this cover letter to 1 page. Whereas your resume, you can push to 2 pages, this one needs to stay just 1 page in length. Section 1 will be similar to your resume, where you will put your first and last name, making sure it is large, bold, and centered. And then beneath your name, you will put your contact information, such as your city and state, your cell phone number, and an email address. Then just beneath that is where your cover letter really begins. You will put the date, and I suggest putting the date that you will actually submit the cover letter. You will then include the address of the company or school that you are applying to. And then an optional part is putting what the cover letter is regarding. So in this case, it is a school counselor position. And then you will address the reader. So in this case, we are not sure who will be reading this letter. So we just put Dear Interview Committee. But if in the application it says who your usually human resource contact is, or it has a specific person written in the application, you will address that person. Section 2 is the introductory paragraph. This is where you are introducing yourself briefly, expressing your interest in the position or the internship, and then a brief summary of what you will be covering in the rest of the cover letter. In this example, we stated what the position was, where it was, and how we found out about that opportunity. We then tied in the school's mission and how we aligned with that. And then we talked about how we will be covering our educational background and our experience as a school counselor intern. You want to keep this section brief, so I would say around 3 to 4 sentences. Section 3 begins your body paragraphs. So this is where you really are able to go into more detail than you would in your resume, such as your educational experience. So in this case, the example shows what they did throughout their education. And then they also highlighted the psychology internship and a few strengths and also a few of the tasks that they had. So again, we're going into more experience and detail with both of these examples. Continuing on with your body paragraphs, you can organize these however you would like. You could start with your educational background and then talk about your clinical or internship experience, or you can flip the two. It's really up to you, just as long as you are including details and descriptions that are going to match the application. Here in this example, you can see how it ties into the school's mission and values. So really making sure you're highlighting your experience, how that aligns with the position, as well as hitting on your key strengths that are again going to add more depth to your application. You want to keep this the same length as the other body paragraph. Of course, these are body paragraphs, so you can do around 4 to 5 sentences. Just watch the page length. The last section is section 4, and this is your closing paragraph. This is where you are going to summarize everything you just wrote without repeating yourself. You want to re-express your interest in this position and how your experience and skills matched the position and matched the company or the school. You can include your contact information here and of course always thanking them for their time. Signing off by writing sincerely, leaving some space, and then you can type your name. If at all possible, add a signature in between sincerely and your printed name. You can do an electronic signature, or if you are really wanting to step up your game, you can print it, sign it, and then scan it. So that part is up to you, but this is a nice way of ending your cover letter. Here is what the cover letter looks like when you bring all the different sections together. As you can see, it is clear, it is professional, and it is down to 1 page. Now this may look a little wordy, but because it is set up in a letter format, the reader will be able to see clearly that you have introduction paragraph, 2 body paragraphs, and a closing paragraph. Our office is open for virtual meetings this semester. You can schedule these virtual appointments through Handshake. If you do not have a Handshake account, please go to bethel.joinhandshake.com and log in using your Bethel login information.